Hi everybody, welcome to goal number 3 of p4p5. In this goal we're going to be factoring trinomials with leading coefficient equal to 1. Before we actually start doing this, I need to do a quick review with you so you can see the connections between what we've done and what we're doing. When we look at this, x plus 8 and x minus 5, this is one of the goals that we did in p1, p3, and what you're supposed to be doing is multiplying these together. So if I took right now and distributed this out, we get x times x, which will be x squared, x times negative 5, which is negative 5x, 8 times x, which is positive 8x, and 8 times negative 5, which is negative 40. We get x squared, 3x, and negative 40. Now, the reason we're reviewing this is because I want you to understand the connections between the numbers in my original problem here and the numbers that we get down here. If I ask you to look at the value for 3 and look at the value for 8 and negative 5, how could I have gotten a 3 from 8 and negative 5? Hopefully you know that you do 8 minus 5 is equal to positive 3. So to get this value that's in the middle, you simply add the two values together. What's the connection though with this negative 40 right here? 8 and negative 5, if I multiply them together, are going to equal negative 40. So what we're going to do in this section is we're going to learn how to go from this trinomial back to this binomial, and we're going to use that connection that the two values add up to this middle term and the two values multiply to this third term. Let's see how we do this. So look at example number 1 here. We are looking at this and we're trying to work backwards and create two sets of parentheses. In this, we know, just like the previous problems here, that there's going to be an x and an x. So this x squared got broken into an x and x in the original problem. So what's going to happen here? This k squared will be broken up into a k and a k. Now, in order to figure out what values go in these two spots, we have to determine what are the factors of 40 that will add up to negative 13. Start listing out your factors. You have 1 and 40, 2 and 20, 4 and 10, 5 and 8. What we say add up to, we're saying they could add up to or subtract to equal that middle value. The only way we can get a negative 13 is by going and adding and subtracting these. Well, 1 and 40, there's no way. I can't get a 13 from adding or subtracting. 2 and 20, I can't get a negative 13 from adding or subtracting. 4 and 10, I can't get a negative 13 from adding and subtracting. However, with 5 and 8, 5 plus 8 is 13. But what if I went the other direction? What if I went negative 5 and negative 8? Well, these two multiplied together would equal 40, and if I add them together, it equals negative 13. There you go. It's factored. You are done. Do the same thing for each one of these. The process is the same. Hopefully you get really quick at recognizing the factors. So we'll have a and a. The factors of 18 that will add up to 11 are going to be a positive 9 and a positive 2. 9 plus 2 is 11. 9 times 2 is 18. Let's look at letter C. So you have n squared minus n minus 56. Set it up. We've got n and n. What are the factors of 56 that will equal a negative n? If we start listing out the factors, we've got 1 and 56, 2 and 28, 4 and 14, 5, 6, 7 and 8. The only way to get a negative 1 is not by using any of these, it's by using 7 and 8. So if I use 7 and 8 to get negative 1, I would think I would do 7 minus 8. So let's write 7 minus 8. 7 minus 8 is negative 1. 7 times negative 8 is negative 56. Okay? And the last one. I put a star by this because you're going to see this quite frequently. This is one that everybody uses to try to trick you up. So see if you're paying attention. What are the factors of 6 that will add up to a negative 5? We're going to use n and n. There's 1 and 6, and there's 2 and 3. The problem with these is that everybody instinctively looks at this and goes, oh my God, I know what it's got to be. It's got to definitely be a 2 and a 3. Or they say it's got to be a 6 and a 1. If I was to try to get a negative 5, I can go 1 minus 6 and say that that equals negative 5, right? Or I could say negative 2 and negative 3 equal negative 5. So what we've got is a problem here because either way it will technically work, right? Well, intuitively yes, but the answer is no. And here's why. Let's say I was to put in a 1 minus 6 here, and I go through and double check it. 1 minus 6 equals negative 5. But what about 1 times negative 6? Does that equal a positive 6? It doesn't. So 1 minus 6 is not the right answer to use for this. What if we try the other direction, though? What if we said n, and we use these values here of negative 2 and n minus 3? Negative 2 minus 3 does equal negative 5. And negative 2 times negative 3 equals a positive 6. So this is the correct answer. Again, this is one of those where you have to be cautious and careful, and you're going to see it many times. I hope this helps. Pay attention to these, try doing the problems, and we'll talk to you soon.